in my garden because it's a germination of a corn. It's underneath of a pile of leaves. I use leaves as a mulch, but apparently in my garden, an oak tree is not a design, so I put it down. The formation is really catch my eyes. It's just like a flower. It has a layers, and also very bright, very tender yellowish color. So that struck my eyes. Look at the actual thing. It represents a beauty of nature. So it is not created by any people, it's just by nature itself. And it pleases people's eyes.
Yes.
I haven't finished yet. It's kind of the root.
Yeah.
The upper part is root, and this is a stem. It's my peach tree. It died, but I use it as a base. And again, it's for the same idea. The nature formed the very basic thing. It looks to me, it catch my eyes. It's a symbol of some two creatures and
Right.
one
Right.
binding together.
Yeah.
So
It's beautiful.
that was my first. Once it catch my eyes, I decided I need to take it.
Yeah.
And actually, I didn't just look for that. It's just litter around. It catch my eyes and I pick it up. And I did very little work, but it just present in the very.
You see, Picasso got the bicycle saddle and just turn it around. And do you know do anything? And he named it like a horse. Okay.
Oh yes,
And, it worth is a couple $1 million.
Okay. But broken one to me is carry more. It's
Yeah.
beauty there because the nature not only grow it and it's basically carving it into this. Oh, just
Beautiful.
Well, basically, it's a Chinese tour or bread key painting. I invented this media. And the subject matter, this painting is a single character, Chinese character, feng, that means wind. And people know, in fact, in China, 我们说书画图言, the calligraphy or writing and painting, they came from, they are same. They came from the same origin.
Okay.
Because traditionally Chinese language, Chinese characters were pictorial. That means each character is a picture. For example, this is a feng. It's a picture
Right.
of the feng, the wind,
Right.
blowing. Like another, like a moon, is actually is a drawing of a picture of a moon.
Right.
Or sun, it's a drawing of the sun, and the mountain is a drawing of the sun.
Right.
Of course, later the language, the writing system developed into other formations, by meaning, by pronunciation, and the pictorial plus symbolism
Right.
and so on and so forth.
Right.
But the original, very basic
Was the
Chinese
scene.
writing, they were characters, they were pictures.
Right.
So that's called the pictorial.
Right.
So that's the painting. And then another significant thing is how I started or create this medium, this tea painting. That was late 90s or beginning of 90s, and late 90s and 21st century before. And that's because China started the economic reforms and open door policy in the late 70s and beginning of 80s. And because of the open door policy and the economic reforms, China's economy vastly and very high speed development. And then, because of the open door policy and the outside China, the Western cultures, different cultures, and then came into China and flooded into Chinese society, daily life. There's influence there. And before that, from 1949, that's the founding of People's Republic of China. And that was until the open door policy and the economic reforms. China only had one official, what they call the art. That's mainly it's social realism, and any other. It wasn't forbidden like Western abstract painting, and those were not forbidden, but it was not encouraged. It was not what's it called, official art, because Chairman Mao, the Communist Party leader, he ruled the country until his death, and clearly said the art should serve the people, especially the working class and the resource. But anyway, so it's a red tea, use Chinese brush, and the image is one single character of Chinese character, means feng. Pronounced the feng means wind. Okay, and it's a pictorial character, and so that's the painting. So the significance is this, and so this painting has the influence of traditional Chinese painting, brush painting, and in the meantime has the Western abstract the art influence there. And so this is not abstract, but it's a sort of semi-abstract. And so I think that's about this painting. The character is this stroke and this stroke, and inside is a cross. It's a cross, and it's original. It's a cross, but it has developed from, because how do you draw a picture of wind, right? It's difficult. Then this just use the movement and the symbol to show the wind like below, okay, like below, and the movement, like movement. And also, when I said inside is a cross, that's a simple the Chinese character, but the complicated, the original Chinese character inside is it's more complicated. It's a chong, a worm, okay, and so that's and I think most of the Chinese people can recognize is the Chinese character of feng or wind.
Yes.
everybody, the community, the students, and it's always been a pleasure to be here. I do fabric artwork. I love working with fabric. And then I've discovered over the years that I can enhance what I'm doing with paint, embroidery, pieces of thread, beads maybe, whatever I fancy, you can add to it. It doesn't matter. And some of the stuff here, I even used, leftover things from bags or junk stuff, just add to the piece. This piece, the red one, was a tulip blooming in my garden, and I took a picture of it.
Wow.
And I copied the picture. That's what I did. This tried to copy the picture, and I called it Inside Out because I was fascinated by the outside of the tulip and a lot of the inside. And I tried to give it some depth by painting, using paint. Now I look at it, I could have done better.
That's good.
I could have done better. And that's what I do. I see something in nature, I take a picture, and the same with that one. Trees, I love trees. I love the shape. I love the colors. I love the branches, the big ones, the little ones. And every time I look at a tree, there's life in it. There's life in the tree, and there's life on the tree. And that's what I try to show you. And I call it Tree Full of Life.
Do you use hand sewing or sewing machine?
Both.
Both.
Yes, both. Yeah, right. I used to do quilting and sewing, but way back. But when we moved to Connecticut, moved from Connecticut to Champaign about 10 years ago, I discovered fabric art quilting, and I love it. I love doing it. That's it. And then applique is when you put fabric on top of the piece, and then you do another different kind of sewing, applique. And then you enhance it with anything you want, anything that you fancy. Yeah.
I don't do both.
Right. It can be 5, 6, 7 layers. It can be a lot of layers, because I could do like the bird. I could do the bird one color, do his wings a different color, and so it can be many different layers, many layers. And then I'll start with a piece of fabric, and then I'll just keep going. I don't have a design to follow. I just do it. Except for something like that, I have a picture to look at.
Great shot, but I always look at and take a picture of it downwards, going up instead of. And so if I see something in a geometry, something like a triangle or a diamond or something, that I look at it and there's a focal point on it. That's, for example, that over there. I was just crossing the bridge, walking with my dog and my husband, and I saw this, like, this is beautiful, with the 2 trees, the tall trees, at the center of the bridge and the 2 trees. And I always, so in Lake of the Woods, I always go there every season, from summer, spring, fall, and winter, and I always take a picture of just one or 2 things there, the lake, the bridge, and then there's another up by the waterfalls. So I take different pictures of it in a different season. And so this is the fall, and I have another one for winter, and another one for spring, and I compare all this different seasons of just one shot. But I just take pictures of anything, even a bug, even a butterfly or grasshopper, or something that just kind of excites you, then
That's right.